Right now at noon, we'll take a look at a proposed amendment concerning voting and citizenship in Oklahoma.
And we're in store for another nice and sunny day today, plus some clouds in the forecast.
Plus, the judge postpones an impeachment hearing against the mayor of Carthage.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Kansas authorities have begun a homicide investigation after finding skeletal remains in rural Wilson County. This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Elise Snowy. The Neodesha Police Department requested KBI assistance after finding the remains Tuesday morning in a pasture east of 6554 Ottawa Road. Now, investigators confirmed the remains are human. While an autopsy has been scheduled, authorities say a positive identification may take some time. We'll have more details on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, as they develop. Now let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney for a look at first weather.
Well, taking a look, Joplin is about 77 degrees out there, feeling a bit warm, and we're going to continue to warm up over the next couple of hours. Now we've got a few clouds out there, but overall, it's going to be a great day today. No rain in the forecast, but we do have overcast conditions for the weekend. Now those clouds start to roll in later on this evening. Starting your day, we're about noon, so temperature is about 76, and we're going to warm up to upper 70s, low 80s across the area today. But we're going to start to see overcast conditions pushing in later on this evening as the hurricane shifts over to the west. And then we're getting overcast conditions for most of the weekend, though the rain is going to stay just east of us. Unfortunately, we definitely needed the rain. And then we're in for a warm up after that. I'll have more details coming up.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. We'll see you soon. Well, the impeachment proceedings for the Carthage mayor scheduled for yesterday has been postponed. Now, Judge Kevin Selby granted a restraining order sought by Mayor Dan Reif and his attorney that has halted the hearing. Now, there was an agreement for the city to hire Timothy Engelmeyer as the hearing officer when a date for the hearing was decided. Reif's attorney says the city did not move quickly enough to hire the hearing officer. Now, he considers this behavior suspect and says it violates Dan Reif's due process rights. On October 7th, there will be a new hearing to discuss the temporary restraining order. Well, the November election is less than 40 days away, and voters in Oklahoma have some issues to consider, including state amendments. Now, one of those is State Question 834 concerns citizenship and voting. It has a number of sponsors in both the Oklahoma Senate and House. Now, the question follows the following wording. This measure amends Section 1 of Article 3 of the Oklahoma Constitution. It clarifies that only citizens of the United States are qualified to vote in this state. The current section in the Oklahoma Constitution says all citizens of the U.S. voter age 18 can vote, but there may be exceptions. Now, a yes vote would clarify this section and would require someone to be a U.S. citizen in order to vote. A no vote would leave this section of this article written as is. The border and immigration has been one of the biggest issues on voters' minds. The state of Missouri has a similar question on its ballot this November. Now, the issue of illegal immigration has recently seen more national attention, including stories out of Missouri. Recently, 2 illegal immigrants from Honduras were arrested following a murder in Jasper County and violent assaults in the Kansas City area. You can read more about the state question in Missouri and Oklahoma at KOAMnewsnow.com/elections, or you can scan this QR code. Well, a city-owned grocery store in Erie, Kansas is going to be operated by a new company after years of struggles. In May, KOAM told you about the community's efforts to keep this store open despite its financial struggles. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on the future of the Erie market.
The City of Erie is leasing the Erie Market to River Grocery LLC, which operates several stores in rural Kansas and Nebraska. The city purchased the store in 2020 with hopes of keeping a local grocery store in the area. But according to city staff, owning the store is difficult and costly for the city, so the best thing for its future in town was to have someone else take it over.
When you're a municipality and you own a business like that, there's a lot of overhead. And so it was costing the city quite a bit of money and the funds in the city funds. And so we started to look at different avenues of what we could do to alleviate that, but still keep a grocery store in town.
The company's owner says he knows what it's like when the grocery store in a rural community closes, as he saw it firsthand in his hometown.
The whole town just basically died. Even the school, there's not even a school in town anymore. And so just for whatever reason, I feel like it's the right thing to do, and we can keep these rural towns growing. I think it's a good thing.
The market is closed as Stevens and his staff rework the store. He says he plans to make the store more accessible for residents, such as by lowering prices and offering grocery delivery and curbside pickup through Instacart. Most of the market staff stayed on through the change, and he's looking to hire more workers as the store extends its hours. The president of the Erie Chamber of Commerce says it's important that stores like this stay open because it's what keeps people in the community.
Families are not going to move into a small town if there's no grocery store. They will come in, look twice, and move to a larger place. Even though they have to drive to work, they won't move into a small town if there's no grocery store. So we have to have a lot of community support to keep the grocery store open and viable.
And while many in the community have been supportive of the store and its future, Stevens says it's important for people to make an effort to shop local to keep it open.
If we keep margins low, prices right, the community shops local, we do our part, they do our part. The amount of traffic that stays in a small community, people shop local, and that actually stems to other businesses, not just grocery stores.
Reporting in Erie, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
After a few setbacks, the store owner says the market will reopen for customers in October. Well, coming up, furry friends and their owners celebrate the opening of a new dog park in Carthage. And later, we're making orzo mushroom tots in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, it was a morning full of fun and wagging tails today in Carthage. The grand opening for the Carthage Dog Park took place at the municipal park. Now, the new park is a way for the pets to go off leash, exercise, play, and of course, make some new friends. Now, there's an annual membership to gain access to the park, which is $20 per household. However, to celebrate the grand opening, anyone who signs up this year will not have to pay again until January 2026. Now, all dogs must be up to date on their shots and be sprayed and neutered as well. Well, Columbus, Kansas receives a $125,000 grant from the U.S. Department of Justice to fund a school resource officer for the Highland Education Center. The funding will cover the position for the next 3 years, with the idea to have the city fund the position themselves afterwards. A current resource officer says the position is extremely helpful in keeping students and teachers safe. Pineville Primary School cut the ribbon on some new buildings yesterday. The event celebrated the opening of a state-of-the-art storm shelter and multi-purpose room, as well as offices for the district's Student Services Division. Now, the new offices will house staff who serve the district's special education students. Prior to the shelter's construction, the school lacked any formal protection from storms.
Before, we had to crawl into bathrooms thanks to sticky floors. And, it wasn't the safest environment for children when we do have storms, and storms are, very prevalent in our area. And so for us to be able to come in a safe, tight facility that we absolutely know is going to be essential for our littlest learners, that gives us a peace of mind.
Now, the storm shelter was part of the $21.5 million bond issue passed by voters in 2022. This shelter is one of 6 new facilities being completed across the district in the coming year. Well, some students at Mark Twain Elementary in Webb City received a very wordy gift yesterday. The Webb City Carl Junction Rotary Club gave every 3rd grader a dictionary thanks to the Dictionary Project. Now, close to 600 dictionaries will be distributed to every 3rd grader in Webb City and Carl Junction school districts.
The Student's Dictionary, it has the longest word in the English language. There's over 1,900 letters, and the kids usually love that. There's a section on Braille and on the sign language, and they love that. Every president, every state, every country in America, you can find out different facts.
Now, the dictionary project continues throughout the week. Today, students will receive dictionaries at the Harry S. Truman Elementary School in Webb City and at Carterville Elementary in Webb City. And on Friday, dictionaries will go to kids in Carl Junction. Now, during the 21 years of this project, third grade students in Webb City and Carl Junction have received more than 12,000 dictionaries. Well, still to come on KOAM News at Noon, Mr. Food.
Hey Kelly, what did one mushroom say to the other? Boy, are you a fun guy. Stick around.
And we've also got a warm and sunny day today, plus Hurricane Helene moves into our area. We'll talk about that right after the break. Well, it is a pretty good day today. Temperatures warming up to the upper 70s, low 80s. Let's go ahead and take a look outside. We can see downtown Pittsburgh with a few clouds out there, but overall, it is going to be a sunny day today. Pretty nice. Now, clouds do clear out later on this afternoon, and other than that, we don't have much going on until tomorrow when we start to see the effects of Hurricane Helene as it moves into our area. But tonight, looking pretty good. Mostly sunny skies, temperatures about 76 by 6 p.m. and then dropping down to midnight, 61 degrees by midnight. Now, overnight lows are going to be in the mid 50s. So another cool start to our Friday morning. Now, we're tracking the tropics. We're tracking that Hurricane Helene, currently Category 2, but as it makes landfall later on this evening, it's going to be a Category 3 hurricane with winds over 120 miles per hour, plus a 15 to 20 foot storm surge. It is a very dangerous storm and already has dropped a few tornadoes in the Florida area and even all the way up to Georgia and South Carolina. So very dangerous storm as it pushes in. Normally what we would see is this hurricane move up a easterly path, but thanks to the Fujiwara effect, we have a little bit of a westerly turn to this hurricane. So it's bringing some clouds into our area, and you can see even a few possible sprinkles Friday evening, and very few. We're not getting any kind of rain accumulation or anything like that, but we are going to have some overcast conditions starting early Friday morning and continuing on through most of the weekend, clearing out by Sunday. And then eventually the low that is positioned just south of this storm is going to overtake the storm and then pull it all back to the east. And then we're looking good after that. So tomorrow we could expect temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, a little bit cooler than today because overcast conditions do typically block out a lot of the sun's radiation, so we're not warming up as much. It's going to be very windy though as that storm pushes closer to our area. Winds gusting up to 40 miles per hour through the evening, and even a few sprinkles are possible. Now, Thursday, today getting up to about 80, 81 degrees. Friday, overcast conditions, 10% chance of those sprinkles, and temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we're going to start to warm up. So we're still cloudy on Saturday, but by Monday, getting up to mid 80s. It's going to be pretty warm Monday, and then we have got a wind shift line. So you can see temperatures drop overnight down to 50 degrees and are high on Tuesday, upper 70s. And then we go on another little warming trend before another wind shift line moves in Thursday, dropping those temperatures again, and then our next weekend looking good as well, upper 70s. So we go through a few wind shift lines there through the week, but we're not getting any rain along the border that are moving through. Unfortunately, just some drop in temperatures, no rain chances.
Alrighty, well, you know, it's a gorgeous day yesterday. It's a gorgeous day again today.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't necessarily feel like fall out there. It just feels
it's a little warmer than I think fall should be, but that's okay. I mean, we're still, you know, just in September. October, November, it's going to feel amazing. I'm willing it into existence.
Right, absolutely. And also too, interesting to see what we're going to get tomorrow with Hurricane Helene there. I can't believe it's already making its way.
It's moving pretty quick. Yeah, I was just watching and like 4 or 5 tornadoes have dropped. So very dangerous, and I'm going to be praying for everyone on the coast.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, stick around. We're making orzo mushroom toss in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. Sounds good. We'll be right back. Howard is sharing his recipe for orzo mushroom toss in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
Did you know that September is National Mushroom Month? Well, it is, and it has been since 1990, when President Bush signed it into law. Who would think that with all the other worldly issues he had to worry about, there was time for such a thing? Well, putting that aside, I want to share a new recipe that we just came up with that highlights mushrooms. We begin by cooking some orzo until it's tender and draining it really well. And just in case you're not familiar with orzo, it's a pasta that looks like rice, yet it's a bit bigger. While that drains, we saute some sliced mushrooms in butter, and once they're tender, we add the orzo to the skillet, along with a package of onion soup mix and a bit of black pepper. Once this heats up and all the flavors come together, it's ready to serve. Maybe top it off with a little grated Parmesan cheese to make it doubly good. It takes only minutes to throw together, so there's no reason not to celebrate Mushroom Month in a tasty way. To get the recipe, all you have to do is go to our website and type in orzo mushroom toss. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a fun guy kind of way. Get it? Fun guy, as in mushroom, for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
Well, temperatures today getting into the low 80s. Tomorrow, we're going to start to see the effects of Hurricane Helene as it moves closer to our area. May get a couple of sprinkles in our far eastern counties, but mostly just overcast skies through the weekend, and then we go on a warming trend.
All righty. Thanks, Lindsay. And what do you have for us later on, Dale?
Lots coming up today at 5. For starters, stroke and brain injury survivors could be getting more support during their rehabilitation. Scientists are trying out robotic coaches to give patients real-time incentives and encouragement. Plus, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency presents a $690,000 ceremonial check to the Iola Unified School District for the agency's Clean School Bus program. And from the barnyard to the classroom, McDonald County Schools host an Ag Day for elementary students. Hope you join us. KOAM News at 5.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dale. That's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day.